Welcome to First and Goal. It's your boy Vel.
Your boy One Jerk.
And this weekend we had a packed schedule with some high up tempo, vicious, some good competitors, man. I'm gonna start this off by I'm gonna apologize to FSU. I highly, I highly, I this
The
pain
word you're
this
looking for
pain
is underestimated.
it's
Yeah.
pain me to say no. It's not underestimated, man. It's hard for me to even say this, bro. But y'all look good. Y'all look good. And I wouldn't think this would be coming the first game of the season. Y'all said it before. Y'all said it last year. Oh, we gonna be good. And then it was like so y'all went 13-0. But last year y'all went 2-10. But with some new additions in the portal, some new coaching
And coach.
changes. Yeah,
hmm
it was a good turnaround for y'all, man. I'm gonna give y'all credit when credit is due. Y'all did turn it around. And it was a very good showing on offense and defense, man. Castellanos balled out. Earl Little was knocking heads off.
He
What you
brought
got on it?
reminded me of like old school football the way he was hitting.
Yeah,
So
man, he was hitting. I'm like, yo, Castellanos doing whatever you want, but y'all was running the ball majority of the time. He barely threw the ball, and when he did throw the ball, people was wide open.
hmm
I'm like, bro, y'all gotta contain this dude. But they weren't containing, they weren't putting a spy on him, they weren't doing nothing. Or maybe he was just so good because he was wiggling his way out of the backfield even when he was caught.
and to that point, that's the scary thing, right? Because if you look at our stats, right, I got him pulled up. He was 9 for 14, 152 passing yards. So that's nothing really compared to the points that were on the board. That means that all of our points came from the run game alone. So to the competition, they don't even really know what his arm strength is really like, or how good of a throwing QB he is. So even us as fans, we still get a lot to see in the future. I mean, he made some good throws, but 9 for 14, he didn't throw the ball much.
Yeah, we're gonna really have to see, man. He gonna get battle tested real soon.
Yep.
Probably not until he play Miami, but because y'all the biggest game after that y'all play is Virginia. University of Virginia. So that's going to be another game we got to look out for. But because they can be good one year and then next year they can be trash. But
Yep.
y'all played that game, man. 31-17.
I take every game, regardless of what team it is. Like, you never know, especially with NIL the way it is now, transfer portal the way it is. You know, we got Kent State in 2 weeks. I don't know what you don't know who done went to Kent State. So
Man, don't worry about it. I'm gonna just tell you now, brother. Don't worry about no Kent State.
I ain't looking at nobody like they easy, man. We're gonna come out there and compete every week.
No disrespect to Kent State, but don't look at Kent State that way. Y'all got other things to worry about.
So let's get into it though. We got some good topics to touch on today. So go ahead and lead the way.
All right, man. With the first question, do we gonna start with this Alabama and Florida State game? Is Alabama Dynasty dead now that Saban is gone, or are we just overreacting because of the game? What you think?
I think it's the great reset. I think that everybody has their time, and I think that they've had their time since about 2008,
Yep.
and where they've always been kind of a certain caliber. And I think right now the playing field is equal with transfer portal, NIL. Now everybody else is doing the things they've been doing, so I think it's equaled it out. So I ain't gonna say that it's dead. I'm just saying that they've got to reset, rebuild, and form a new dynasty, I guess you could say.
Yeah. I'm with you all the way 100%. I think that Nick Saban hunger and drive is gone because Nick Saban wouldn't play that, man. I like on both sides of the ball, it was lack of effort. And
Mm-hmm.
then that quarterback, he would have been pulled already. You got a five-star freshman sitting on the bench that can play. He really can play. He would have been in the
Mm-hmm.
game. What happened?
That
What happened with Jalen Hurts?
Yeah, that Nick Saban aura is something too, though. Like even just from
Different.
players are on the field, but at the same time, like Mike Norvell having a coach against Saban. is different than coaching against the board. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, bro, I'm coaching against an icon. So it's one of them things where it's not just who's playing on the field; it's who's coaching as well.
Yeah, and like you said, man, that aura is gone. When Castellanos
Hmm.
said Nick Saban ain't here to save you, you should have took his word on it because you got to
Come
realize
on.
he a player. He understand like,
Yeah.
man, when I was at Boston College, I was getting out coached. It wasn't that you
Mm.
getting out, but you also got better players too. So Nick Saban, his eye test is different. Like he looking at you like, nah, you ain't gonna make it on this team. So some of them players that's there right now wouldn't even be on that team right now.
Yeah.
Now I see why saying when the Ohio State jumped in that portal before the season even started. He said, Nick gone, I'm gone. Caleb the boy, man, he
You
see he
got
must be the fun coach.
certain coaches who just they got this legendary status and this aura and just this master class of coaching that is around them and stuff. That it just makes a difference when that person's not there. Um, we felt it when we went from Bowden to Jimbo, and then Jimbo got it right. So if he keeps his job long enough, the boy might get it right, but time will tell.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, man. I don't know if the dynasty is completely dead yet, but we'll see how this season goes, man. And because he's following up a great, and it's hard to follow up a great coach like that, like Nick Saban. Nick Saban may go down as the best coach or the second best coach, however you want it. And both of the best coaches, you can say they coach for Alabama.
It
So,
depends how far back you look at it. If you really want to talk about who's the best coach, and then talk about what are we talking about? Best coach who called plays or best coach who's just head coach? So
best winning head coach, man. He did
yeah,
it. He got a lot of rings to prove it.
yeah.
And
And
Nick Saban,
at all the people who've come from him. You know what I'm saying?
yes.
Like all the coaches who have these high caliber teams and stuff who have been on his staff and stuff. So I'd probably go on a limb and just say he's the GOAT of coaches and stuff. Bobby's near and dear to our heart, but it's different.
Oh, it's not even
Especially
close. It's not
you,
even
yeah,
close.
when you coaching in the SEC to that level, to that magnitude, yeah, I gotta give it to him. That's
Yeah,
what isn't he
it's
like
not
the
close.
winningest coach? Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's not even close, bro. That's different, man.
So let me ask you, right? So, you as an opposition, a Miami
Hmm.
fan, one of our biggest rivals, did FSU prove that we're legit, or did Bama just implode under the pressure and the new coach?
I think time will tell. I think even if y'all beat Miami week 6, or even if even if it's close game, like the game that was recently played, even if it's close, right? I think y'all will prove that it was real because I'm not gonna lie, man. That was a good game. Florida State played a good game. I was like, wow. So that's I ain't even gonna lie. I ain't no hater. So I'm gonna keep it real. Like I say only time will tell. I can't say that y'all are back because we don't even know if Alabama just suck or not. We don't know that because they play so bad that
Fair.
you can't even. It's hard to gauge.
That's fair. I'm not like some of these, fans and stuff where they like, oh yeah, they get way too hyped up and stuff. Every week is a new week.
Yeah,
Um, like at the same time, I would love to be like, yeah, we really proven something, like we're legit. Da, da, da. I like what I saw, but
good first step.
at the same time, like it's week one. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
week
saying? Like
one.
people gotta shake the dust off, learn how to play together. Injuries can happen. Like there's so much that can happen in the next weeks coming. So I'm gonna say we took the right step, and we'll see how it continues throughout the season. Um, as far as the Bama imploding under a new coach and pressure, I won't say that they imploded necessarily.
Oh,
I think it's just they also have to figure it out. They have to figure out who are they now, what's their identity, and they got to form that new Alabama. So
I'm gonna tell you what
I ain't gonna talk too bad about them boys.
I'm gonna tell you what I didn't like about how they played. I already said the lack of effort. It was evident the lack of effort was not there. But also that play calling. That did not fit your skill set whatsoever. Why are all y'all in bunch formation over and over? Y'all act like y'all on a goal line the way y'all running plays. Like nobody spread out. Like, bro, when you was at Washington, why y'all was in the spread offense the whole time, bombing the ball deep? I got one of the best receivers in the game, but he's not
So
even getting the ball, but he's dropping passes when he do get the ball.
let,
I don't
let,
know.
let's talk about that, right? So we can go ahead and segue straight to that because I got the stats pulled up, right? In the last 10 games, Ryan Williams has not gotten 100 yards in the last
Yep,
10 games.
yep,
So
yep.
that's not just a QB thing. That's a you thing at that point. So is it you are folding under the pressure of like being that wide receiver one, or is it people are watching film and learning how to cover you and how to play against you? Um, I mean, I'm proud of what we did because to me, him and Jeremiah Smith are top receivers in college, and we just shut one of them down. So that's 10 weeks of somebody shutting you down from various teams and stuff. So that I
It's
mean
cr-
that was a major key.
it's crazy he hasn't lived up to what he's shown us from that Georgia game. He hasn't done that again, and
He's
that's the
amazing.
sad part.
Yeah, like he has spurts and where he's like, "Oh my god, this guy's amazing," and then he has just don't let him get open. Like he
I
just
just, I
regular.
just don't. I don't think this offense fits him, man. I see him going in the transfer portal next year. I think this is gonna be his last year. And that quarterback's so bad. That quarterback, he can throw a good deep ball, but this man, you can be 10 yards in front of him. He throwing a bullet as
But
hard as
see,
he can.
he was throwing a great deep ball, but it wasn't to anybody. He was
Exactly. The
overthrown by 10 yards. I mean, yeah, you got an arm on you, but it ain't accurate.
Exactly. He throwing deep balls, but that's what I'm saying. He could throw a deep ball, but it ain't hit nobody. It ain't hit nobody.
Yeah.
But that quarterback is god awful, man. I can't even put that in words, but it's awful, terrible.
So I think the last question for this Alabama and Florida State thing is Kalen DeBoer the right guy for the job, or does he need to look over his shoulder?
I
I'd say he
think
might.
that I think I think that seat gonna be hot as hell by the end of the season. If he
I'm gonna
don't
tell you
fix
my
this,
take. My take. I ain't like what I saw on the sideline. Like when you're losing from the players to the coaches, right? When you're losing and you're just looking like, well, that's a problem. I want to see the clipboard being thrown, throw your hat, get mad. Like, you need to be checking your players. Players need to be checking each other. But, like, Nick Saban would have been all up and threw everybody over there.
man,
But,
Nick Saban about 5'10", 5'9". Nick Saban would have jacked up a 6'5" defensive tackle. You need to get in the game. But the
yeah,
crazy thing is, the defense turned it around in the second half, but the offense still couldn't get it moving. So it was just like, what we doing this for? We making stops, but y'all not scoring the ball. The
yeah.
play
I
calling
honestly think,
awful.
I think the only thing that was going to put them back in the game was a defensive score. And it just wasn't happening because we really weren't throwing the ball. So, I mean, they weren't forcing fumbles. Our running backs were
Man, even from the freshman to the what he
yeah,
is, the junior, I think he's a junior now. What
yeah,
is he?
being able to run the ball against Alabama is a victory in itself because SEC lines and stuff are crazy, obviously,
I'm gonna tell
but
you
being
what
able
help y'all,
to go out
man.
and carry that line,
Castellanos.
yeah,
Castellanos help that because you got to stay on your toes at all time. Because he can
yeah,
go and throw a pass or he can run. He like Kyler Murray in that pocket, bro. I just don't know
exactly
about the
who he's
passing.
like,
I don't know
especially
about
with
the
that,
passing. I don't know about the passing. How good? I don't know if he's as good as Kyler Murray passing, but he's good enough. So
yeah,
it's like you got to stay on your toes at all times with him, man.
it
But
just
he
makes you
played a good
respect both.
game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you got to.
he keep you on your toes.
Well, yeah, man, let's get into this. You want to hit this Miami Notre Dame game?
Let's go, baby. Miami with the key victory, man, to open up the season. That's 7 times since y'all done came to the Hard Rock Stadium. 7 times. Hard Rock Stadium, the Orange Bowl, all that. Last 7 times, man. Y'all can't beat us, bro. Y'all take them games to the playground, man.
You know,
That
obviously y'all are rival, right? But I gotta say, I'm glad that y'all won. One, because y'all in the ACC. I would me personally. I want to beat Florida and Miami when they at their best. I don't want to beat no team that's been losing. And they talk so bad about them. But at the end of the day, these are kids. They talk so bad about them. They thugs, they convicts, they illiterate, they this, that, the other. And then y'all came down here and y'all got smashed. So y'all got smacked right in y'all mouth for everything y'all was talking. So I'm just glad that that happened because I don't really like that, especially when you got a team that's predominantly black in Spanish. You know what I'm saying? And then you call them thugs and convicts. I just don't really like that stuff. So I'm glad
man,
I can't be no hater. Now I will say, our first question is Miami finally back, or did Notre Dame just choke in the big game? I'm not going to say that they choked. I'm going to say that quarterback is not ready yet, and for the big moments, they kept it close with y'all. Y'all won by what, a field goal? Um, but I did see some of the same issues that we see time and time again from Miami, the bad decision making from coaching. Because I don't think that that game should have been won by 3 points the way y'all was playing. I think y'all could have won by more.
all right. Yeah. 27-24. So as I was watching that game,
Because you was there.
yeah, as I was watching the game, I'm with you on we could have won by more, but I felt like we started playing the refs in the third quarter. I'm not even gonna lie. It was like certain plays was happening that wasn't getting, man, Notre Dame
I did
defensive
see that.
backs hold so much down that field. They do not get called for them holds. I'm telling you, on the hip, like grinding the hip the whole
I
way
saw that.
down.
I saw the arm wrapped around the back and then them
Man,
jumping in front of the ball. I
I
saw all that.
I seen it about 2 or 3 times in the game, man. They
Now were
called
these ACC refs or whose refs were these?
I think they were ACC refs.
It's
Man,
terrible.
when I tell you, then another call where they called it on Dylan Day to safety when his helmet came off. They said unnecessary roughness. I said, for what? What was the unnecessary His helmet was knocked off. He just finished the
Yeah.
tackle. He played to the whistle. But it is what it is, man. All I said was Miami,
Wins a win.
you know what you got to do. Just win the game. But I'm not gonna say, oh, bad coaching, because I felt like he should have kept his foot on the gas. But when that play downfield happened, when Carr was scrambling out the pocket, it was really nothing you can do. It was really nothing you can do
The one
because
they
the
scored the touchdown on.
yes, because it lasted so long.
Yeah, I
It
mean
was
everybody was way out of position at that
way
point.
out of position because he was rolling because they thought they got him,
But
but he
you
rolled
had
out the
like
pocket.
30 plus yards.
Yes, and got the
But
ball off. Yeah,
like,
he was wide open in the end zone. It wasn't much you can do, man. I'm gonna just
yeah,
keep it real. Like it wasn't much you can do. But
yeah.
that was the big play that got them back in that game. But Miami won because of the turnover margin. It was 2 turnovers. They really got 3 turnovers, but they didn't get the ball on another fumble. But it was 2 turnovers that they had actually got. It was a fumble and an interception. It should have been more interceptions as well, but the ball kept getting tipped and it kept hitting the ground. But it is what it is. Um, but like you said, I don't think that was a bad play calling. I think he did what he should have did last year, run the ball. Because people complain whether he would have kept throwing if he would have kept throwing that ball and it would have been an interception. Notre Dame got one of the best defensive back rooms, all of them projected to get drafted in the first, second, third round. So if you keep throwing that ball and you get that ball picked off, they're gonna say, "Oh, Mario, bad coaching, and he should have been doing it." They're gonna say he should have been running the ball. And that's how what happened last year when it was 20, we was up 21 points on Syracuse. He should have ran the ball, but he kept throwing the ball. So I think he took note, like, okay, should run the ball. And what he did was he put the best, I'm not gonna say the best running back, the best person with ball security in that game, number 6, Charmar Brown. he played for North Dakota State last year when they won that championship. He had over 1,000 rushing yards, but he had great ball security. He wasn't fumbling. Mark Fletcher fumbled the ball a lot, so he kept him in and he kept moving the chains. He got that ball centered at the end of the game, go to kick that field goal. I think that was the best outcome. You got to realize, make them use their timeouts. What can you do with 1 minute with no timeouts?
Yeah, I mean, there's not much you can do,
Unless
especially
you get
when you can't
another
get out of
broken play.
bounds. And, yeah,
Yeah,
when you can't get out of bounds and you're trying to really go downfield and you struggle to go downfield all game, you need your timeouts.
you need them.
Um, did Marcus Freeman get flat out outcoached, or was Miami just faster everywhere on the field? I
Uh,
personally,
yeah,
I
go ahead.
think that Miami was the better team. Um, and I gotta give credit. That's good recruiting. That's good NIL pickups. That's good transfer portal.
Yep.
Um, you guys literally lost, majority of your offense, especially with you lost Cam Ward and you lost your best receivers. So
All
it was really
receivers
a
gone.
case of next man up. I won't say that he got out coached because they kept the game close and stuff. Like I feel like you out coaching me is just like everywhere I turn, you're killing me, right? Him and his team were able to get back in the fight and keep it close. So I feel like he did a great job as a coach. I just think that what showed up was a better class of athletes, especially the leader on the field is supposed to be the quarterback. You got, Carr. I think he will be great. It was a lot of pressure that game being in Miami too, and he didn't do horrible. So I just think that Carson Beck has the experience of big games, and yeah, I gotta kind of eat my words on him for week one at least, and
Hmm.
say that he had a great game. I looked at his stats; he did good. Um, some of the passes that he did throw, I will say, um, he threw some low passes that were just kind of odd. But again, it's week one. He's getting used to his guys, getting used to being in a actual game. Your receivers really stepped up and made him look a lot better, just being able to obtain those passes. So I say for week one, can't really hate on Marcus Freeman too much. He kept it close in the ops, stadium and stuff. So we'll see how it goes from here. Now we'll see what the rest of the season look like for them. I don't know their schedule, but have to be something we check back on and see how Notre Dame is doing.
So I'm gonna give you my take on it, right? I think he did get outcoached, and I think you know why I think he got outcoached is because I think his game plan coming in was they think we gonna run the ball, so we gonna try to throw the ball, throw some passes, get him going. What you should have did was get what his name is, Love and Price going. They both had the same amount of carries. I think they believe they had 10 carries each. So and he only had Love had 33 yards and I believe Price had 45 yards. You should have kept running them until you couldn't run them no more, to be honest. They both should have had at least 20 rushes each. But he was running, he was getting yards when he was running. He was getting a little 4, 5, 6 yards at a time every pop. But sometimes you get tackled in the backfield or whatever. But most majority of the time he was getting 4, 5, 6 yards a pop. But when he did that, that just let us know that that's how we got that. He forced that
They
interception, bro.
abandoned the run game. Is
You
what it.
abandoned that run game. I believe he had Love had like 4 rushes in the first half.
Yeah.
How you
So
think that's gonna go?
Love ended up with only 33 yards,
Yeah,
and their whole team only ended up with 94 rushing yards. And
94.
it's
And
only
Carr ran a couple times himself.
that's only between three players, which is disappointing for 27 carries only to have 94 yards. That means they only average 3.5 yards per carry,
Yeah,
and that's what happens when
Miami
I
rushed
get
for 125.
yeah. So like if you don't find success in the run game, you don't just abandon it. You got to sprinkle it in just so that people still respect the run game. If I know that you done running, I'm just gonna DBs lock in because they're gonna throw the ball now. So
And I think that's why he got out coached. That and then I'm gonna say that
that's a
factor
good
that end
point.
of the game when he kept taking them timeouts. But I feel like he had no choice. He just got beat to the punch. Because when he scored, in my mind, I'm promised, bro. I'm in that stance. Like when they scored, I said, good. I was happy they scored because to get it out the way. I said, you got five
It's gonna
minutes. I
it's
said,
gonna
just
happen. cut
I
y'all
said,
time.
yes, I said just get a field. I kept saying that. I said just get a field goal. Just get a field goal. Waste as much time as you can. And I like that he ran that ball on that was third and 4 or something, 3rd and 2. I don't remember. He ran that ball and got stopped. I said, get the clock back going because you want him to take that other time out. If they would have had
Mhm.
one timeout, none of that stuff would have happened right there at the end when he got sacked on back-to-back plays in that game. That would have never been a factor because he would have been able to call a timeout. And then when he did that grounding play, that gave that 10-second run off, the game is over. You would have never been able to do that because you would have been able to call a timeout.
Yeah. So to wrap up this Miami and Notre Dame conversation, right? I think the real question is, what's Notre Dame's problem? Is it the talent? Is it the coaching? Or is it they just not built for the moment?
I think they fold in big moments, man. I don't want to say it. They fold in big moments, but it seemed to be a theme with them.
It's a proven track history at this point. I mean, they didn't win last year. Yeah, and that was a
Mhm.
big moment.
A big
So
moment.
I also will say I like him as a coach, so I ain't gonna say coaching, but I'm gonna say, I mean, you having a new quarterback and losing some people in the draft, I say it's a talent thing too. That quarterback needs some experience, and especially in big games. So we'll see how the rest of the season goes for him. Like I said, I really want to check back and see what some of their stats look like for the rest of the year, just because this is a team that we could potentially see again. So
Ye-
either one of us, because we both played them in the past, so
Yeah.
we
I
want to see what they
I'm
end up looking like.
yeah, but what was the question again that you said?
What's the real problem right now for them? Is it the talent, coaching, or is it they're just not built for the moment?
Yeah,
I
I
think we're
think the
both
mo
in this
I
the
think
moment.
yeah, it's I think the moment, but I don't think it's the talent. I think it's the experience too with that quarterback position. Because
I think he's great.
I
It's
don't
just
think
not
he was
right now.
bad. I'm not gonna give him great, but he was good. He's good. I'm not gonna say great, but
For him
I
to be
think
what,
the moment was
redshirt.
too big. He a red shirt freshman. I think the moment was just too big. So he was getting outsmarted a lot. The defense, like he hasn't seen some of these things, and we was disguising a lot of coverages. So I'm not gonna say I think it's just experience, bro. With time, as the season goes on, he's just gonna get better and better. But
Well,
he played
I will
Texas
say
A&M
he did
next,
a lot
so
better than Alabama's quarterback. So
oh
I
for
say good.
sure, yeah. But they play Texas A&M next, so he's gonna get tested again.
Another
So
test.
it's gonna
Texas
be
to Texas.
tested again. Yeah, Texas A&M. I think they play
Yep.
week 3. I think they get a bye into week 3.
Look, man, we got two more topics to cover, right? We got two of the biggest games that I feel like happened on Saturday. Um, which one you want to get into first, man?
Ohio State versus Texas Longhorns.
Man, what a game! Not really. It was a great defensive game. We'll go
Great
ahead and throw it
defensive
out.
game, man.
You like football and you understand the game, you know what you watched. It was a great defensive game. Um, I guess the elephant in the room, Arch Manning, right? So what are we saying? Is he not ready, or was that big stage just a little too much for him?
I don't think Arch Manning is who they want him to be. He he's not, bro. You got to remember who he was playing against, man, when he was in high school. Of course, you doing this against a 2A school or whatever. You had a little preparatory school or private school, whatever it is, man.
The
You playing
competition was
against, bro, you playing against kids that's the tallest person on the team 6 foot and the smallest person on the team 5'3". Like,
yeah,
bro, the people you playing probably never, not even in college. Maybe a couple of those guys making getting D1 offers. But you got to realize, bro, you're playing against them dogs, man. These kids coming out of them urban communities, inner cities, kids, man, and they some dogs. They hungry.
yeah,
You out there
yeah,
playing, you throwing balls to the ground and you missing wide open passes. I just think he's not who people try to make him out to be. So he's in this light where he's got to play. Like he's gonna play, and he has to play. He got crazy NIL deals. This dude on every commercial I watched in that Ohio State and Texas game, he was on every single commercial. Him and his family. I think they pushing him too hard, and he's not even ready.
Yeah, I believe I said it. I think it's too much pressure for anybody, right? But his last name is a legendary last name in football. All the way to his granddaddy. Manning is, we know who that is, right? So you got that. Then you rank Texas at number one. Then you got him. Oh, he's gonna be a Heisman candidate. He's gonna win the Heisman, and he's gonna go number one in the draft. We ain't even seen him play a full game against real competition.
Hold on, let's
So
stop it. Let's stop it. Let's stop it. We were both wrong about him because we got caught up in the hype as well. We
no,
thought that
I
Arch
ain't never say.
Manning,
I ain't never say
just like you
that.
said, you didn't bet me on that game, but we gonna. I digress. Just like we said, right? We said either Jeremiah Smith or Arch Manning. Arch Manning is so bad. I'm not gonna say so bad, but he's bad. He's not. He's not. I can see now. I see why Quinn Ewers started last year. Everybody wanted Arch Manning to play, but I see why Quinn Ewers started last
Yeah, I
year.
didn't. I never thought it was like he just can't beat this guy out for his position. I thought it was more so
It was
like
a favor.
him sit back there and kind of learn, and like then he gonna really pop out and be great.
No,
I didn't know this was gonna happen.
that's not what I thought. I thought Sarkeesian was doing him a favor, like, hey, we bringing in Arch Manning, but we're gonna still let you start because we're loyal to you since you came here, and you got one more year. That's what I was thinking, but that's not what really was happening. I just think Quinn Ewers is the better quarterback in the room.
Yeah, it's not what I expected though. Um, which I think this goes right into the next question was this loss more about Texas being overrated, or did Ohio State really just out tough them?
Overrated, overrated, hands down, without a doubt. They moved straight to number one. What did I say? What did I say last episode? Why are they number one? Arch Manning. That's why they number
Hmm.
one. Not because who coming back. Who's coming back? Arch Manning barely played last year. He better
Yeah,
at rushing the ball. He better at rushing. He had more.
and
He probably had as much rushing yards as he had passing yards.
I think what this did also was this weekend really showed, you know, ooh, they gonna eat me up for this one. I don't think the SEC is what the SEC has been, because now I think it's evened out into other conferences as about what caliber of player is going into some of these other conferences, and I think that it showed Texas ain't really all that right now. So
The- what's the two things we talk about all the time? NIL and
and
transfer
transfer
portal.
portal.
Those two has evened the playing field. Somebody can be on Georgia second string and they want to play. Guess where they go? To any school, any of these other schools and go start right now. They
Mm-hmm.
could have been starting from the jump, but they went out and went to a big name, Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State, something like that, because of the name. But in reality, you can even this playing field right now if you just come join ACC school or Big Ten school. But
Yeah. You know what? You know what's crazy now? If you did not watch the game, right, and you just go based off stats alone, you wouldn't realize that Arch Manning played as bad as he did.
because
Because
at
because
the
if
end
you
of the game, he was
his
throwing
stats,
it.
yeah, 17 for 30, 170 yards. He got a TD and he had rushing yards, right? Then you look at the other side of the ball, 13 for 20, 126 yards and a touchdown. So it's like if you look at it, it's like how bad did he play? And you can really watch and see he was not comfortable and the decision making was not there.
When you see yards like that and they lost, either they turned the ball over a lot, or you know that they was losing bad and they
Yeah,
was
they
trying to get
they're
themselves
just
out of
trying
a
to
hole.
come back to the
Yeah,
game, and they just stat pad pretty much is what it ends up
pretty
looking
much,
like.
yeah.
Yeah, because
He
you can get all them yards we in prevent. So at the end of the day, as long as you don't score, you can get 10, 15 yards. Like it don't matter, long as
hmm
you don't hit that goal line. So I agree. They definitely overrated to me. So I mean. This is interesting though. Do you think that Texas ever like wins these like prove it games, or is it just who they
No,
are at this point?
that's their identity. Texas hasn't done that since Vince Young. So I don't care. I don't. They hasn't. They have not done that since Vince Young. They keep saying, "Oh, Texas is always ranked in the top 25 no matter what," and Texas has not won big games every time they in a position.
Nah, they're every time that they play, it's at least I say they give a competitive game,
Yes,
but
but they
they
can't win.
so it's like okay, this is a tough game, but if we just do what we're supposed to do, we're gonna win this game. That's kind of like how
Hmm
I look at Texas. If they're gonna play us tough, do what we're supposed to do, we're gonna win.
Yep.
And that's kind of what it is for them. And it answers our next question, which was gonna be, did Ohio State expose Texas? I don't think there was nothing
I
to
don't think they're
expose.
exposed. Yeah, like
Yeah,
I knew
we
we
just
knew
saw that
what
they
it
got
was from the jump.
yeah, they got proved to be exactly who people think they are. And I was really on edge. Um, I honestly, so I went and I bet on Hard Rock, right? And I had a slip that had Ohio and I had a slip that had Texas because I could not make a decisive answer on that game. I didn't think it was gonna be a 14-7 game. I didn't think the defense on both sides was gonna be as good as they were, but I wouldn't put Texas on a ticket against a high caliber team like this again, not winning.
Tried to tell you. I tried to
So,
tell you. But
but look, man,
I tried to tell you about some other things too, but I was wrong about them. But this leads into our next segment. I was wrong.
let's go ahead and get into the the bigger game on
No,
Saturday
no,
night.
this wasn't the bigger game. But this was the bet. This was a better game. This was a
The bigger
better
game
game.
for the ACC.
Mm,
There we go. There we go.
yeah, yeah.
Because everybody's sitting here like, is Clemson the team to beat? And it kind of brings up the questions that we've had, which was, I think I brought it up last week, was what's up with Dabo? Is he in the hot seat? Is he falling off? Like, is can he not compete with his transfer NIL stuff because his belief system, or where does that leave us with Dabo?
Mm. I think Dabo is gonna have to come out his ways like ASAP. Man, when the number one receiver got hurt, I didn't like. I thought, I told you I like TJ Moore, but TJ Moore didn't even step up like I thought he would step up, man. He was missing passes, well, missing catches. Um, the offense really couldn't get going like they needed to get going. Club Nick didn't wow me. They talking about Heisman this, Heisman that. He ain't wow me.
Mm.
Um, the defense played decent. I'll say they played decent, but it wasn't good enough. I'm gonna say that they didn't play good enough. DBs look good, but they couldn't stop the run. They couldn't stop. Durham looked good, man, back there running. I don't know who number one is. I think he's number one. Uh, man, that dude was good, bro. The receiver, small dude, man, quick. But I like the way he was doing his thing, man. I think they had a number zero too. I think he played running back. He was quick,
So
but
you talking about number one for Clemson
no number one
or
for
LSU?
LSU, man. That dude was a dog, man. Yeah, his stats should look real
Aaron
good.
Anderson. He had 6 receptions and 99 yards. His average was 16 and a half. And the
That dude
longest was
was nice. That dude was nice.
and honestly, all of their receivers except for one was in double digits.
Yeah,
So they spread the ball out to, let's see, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine different people got a touch on the ball in the air. So I mean, that's how you do it. I mean, you don't know who to lock up. Obviously, you want to lock up the guy with 99 yards, but the
how
next guy
how
up,
well did the running backs play?
running backs, Durham had 74 yards with 17 carries, and Xavier Thomas had 26 yards and 3 carries. So next guy even closest was Jawan Johnson with 8. So
Bro,
the
well
run, the
balanced
run
offense.
game, yeah, 108 yards rushing and 246 yards receiving.
Hmm Yeah, man.
And you look at the other side of the ball, Clemson only had 31 yards rushing. and they had 230 yards receiving.
What they tell you, that offensive line ain't what they said it was. Oh, this the best team in the ACC. Man, them boys gotta be
And
puppies.
it
Them
wasn't.
boys gotta be puppies. Them ain't no dogs. How y'all only
Yeah,
get 31 rushing yards?
yeah. This I think what I went into the season looking like, okay, Clemson, the team in the ACC that's like, I gotta watch them, I gotta worry about them and stuff.
Hmm.
I feel like right now, after week one, and it's just week one, I feel like Florida State and Miami are the teams in the ACC that it's a toss up of who it's going to be and what it boils down to with the rest of our schedules and stuff. But I don't think it's Clemson. Not the way I thought it was Clemson. But I
I,
I
I
can't hit on them too much because they stayed within a touch. 7 points.
I'm
So
not I'm not gonna count them out yet. It's week one, man. It's week one. But I think because y'all gotta play them this year. Florida State gotta play Clemson, Miami, and the Gators. So y'all play Alabama, bro. So that's four big dogs.
yeah,
So
yeah,
y'all really gotta be on y'all toes, man. Because if y'all can beat Clemson or Miami, I think y'all can get in the ACC championship. And the only thing I would say is with Florida State, they just can't get figured out. If somebody go look at that film, y'all got a lot of time until y'all play anybody. Y'all got a lot of
yep,
time until y'all play Miami. That's week 6. Y'all got a lot of time until y'all play the Gators. Gators like week 11. Y'all play Clemson in between there. Y'all got a lot of time. So, but like I
man,
said, man, I think LSU outplayed them in a
yeah.
in
Because
a in Death Valley.
if you look at it, Clemson ain't got no more tough games for the rest of the season. They got games that could be like a what if type of game, but hear me out, right?
They don't play Miami.
They got Troy, Georgia Tech, Syracuse, UNC, Boston College, SMU, Duke, Florida State, Louisville, Furman, and then South Carolina.
They don't have their schedule.
There's no,
Gotta be
there's
the
no super
easiest,
schedule.
bro.
Yeah,
It has to be
compared
the
to
easiest.
compared to what both of us have in the ACC, their schedule's cake.
We're playing the better ACC schools. We're playing Louisville, SMU.
Out of conference, we're playing better teams out of
Yeah,
conference too.
No, we're playing. Miami's playing Notre Dame, Florida, and I think that's it. Those are two out of conference. Besides like Bethune Cookman, who cares?
Yeah, so honestly, and I know that we got a list of questions, but it's kind of one of them things. Like I really want to ask this question instead and skip one of these questions right here. Is
Go ahead, go ahead.
even if they say that they win all their other games because they should, except for well, now they play us, they shouldn't win that game because I'm a fan. I ain't gonna say they should beat us, but they should win all their games out because they have a cake schedule, right? But
That's
when
why they
you
get
look
to walk right into the ACC championship. That's why.
Now, when you look at their strength of schedule, do they deserve a playoff spot based off the schedule that they have?
Do you think this committee care about that? They have their favorite once they have their favorites, that's how
They
they
have a
roll.
favorite, but strength of schedule is supposed to be the factor, right? That's
Yeah,
why everybody's scheduling the way they do.
yeah.
I don't see no
And
strength of.
Miami and Florida State got the best schedules, the hardest schedules.
Yeah. So I mean, on the wrap up, do you think that Club Nick's that guy, or do they need
Um,
to go ahead and move on and see what else?
um, I'm gonna go with I don't think he's that guy because he hasn't showed up in the big games. I think he's overrated. That dude threw for 35 or 3,600 yards last year. I think it was 3,500 yards last year. All right.
Mhm.
Um, even as when we was, I think he was a freshman. He lost to Miami in a big game, and he was at home. He lost that game. Um, Last year he get to the ACC championship. They win. They get to the playoffs and lose. You can't perform in big games. And SMU is not wasn't anything special. I think just SMU just had some great coaching and they had some hungry players, bro. Like I'm just saying that's what it is. Because I like Lashley, man. Lashley used to be a coach for Miami, offensive coordinator. Lashley is a great offensive coordinator, so he moves that ball well. But to go and say you beat SMU, cool. But outside of that, what have you done? You haven't beat anybody. So to put them on that pedestal that they do, I don't like it, man. I just don't think Clemson is who they think they are. And they just let LSU get a win, and they haven't won in the last 3 years. They just won a whole home opener in
At
South
Clemson.
Carolina. In South Carolina, bro, at their home.
Yeah,
So
that's
I'm not feeling that, bro. So that just made the ACC look bad. It wasn't like I'm not rooting for them, but that's a good move for the ACC. But that just get us. I feel like that just gives us another leg up in the ACC in the race, with the strength of schedule we playing. Not when the ACC race, but just when you're looking at playoff bids.
yeah. Yeah, I think it's a toss up. I mean, right now the way it looks, if Clemson makes it in just because of their easy schedule and stuff, um, I think there's a toss up between you and Miami and Florida State.
Oh, I can
And
see a
then
three-way. I can see it going all three, and then some. I feel like say if one get in the playoff and another one don't, I don't think that'll not playoff. I'm sorry. One gets into the ACC champion, two of those get an ACC championship, one misses it. I still don't think that can stop somebody from getting into the playoffs because you got to look at the committee. Committee can be like, well, you got in there because you beat all the ACC teams, but every time you play the out of conference team, you lost.
yeah, yeah. I think it's gonna be interesting to see, what the schedules shape out to be between, I mean, really our two teams, because I feel like Clemson doesn't have a competitive schedule. So seeing what our stuff looks like and then seeing what it shapes up to at the end of the year, um, I would love for Clemson not to make it in, and us to potentially see y'all for a second time in the season. That'd be great. I think it'd be really good for the ACC and college football, bringing that rivalry to the ACC championship. And it would really look good in our favor because y'all have never won the ACC championship. So, there's that. But I'm done talking about Clemson now.
Hey, man. And that wraps up this episode, man. Y'all like, comment, and subscribe. And we out.